Hey guys, welcome back. So, when is everyone going to start getting real? All right. Um, it's getting to a point where, well, it's been like this for a while from my perspective, but everyone is, from what I can tell, everyone is fake, and every job you have to work at requires you to be fake with your coworkers and fake with, people in general. And this video isn't going to be about me venting or complaining. I'm just trying to shed a little light on that it'd be great to see a change in society so that, people out here don't feel shut out and don't feel like they have to play into this fakeness all the time just to be, you know, it's not even about fitting in, it's more about being accepted and trying to help. From my personal experience, every time I've tried to be real, it's because I want to show other people it's okay to be real, it's okay to be yourself, authentic. Um, I know be yourself is thrown around a lot and that's very vague. So I'll reword that. I've tried to show people every job I've worked at, new friends that I've, made or tried to make. My mission is to try and tell them that, show them by my actions, my behavior, that being authentic and just trying to live in the present moment is what we were built and what we're made to be, without competing and without always having our mind fixated on something else like material, money, or, for those of you that have social media, a lot of people, not you, but a lot of people out here, they really care about their social media views and followings and, it's not even about that. It's more about the rush that it brings, the dopamine hit people get from their social media and the ease of access it is to have on their phone. Back then, social media was only able to access from like a computer. Nowadays, you can just pull it out of your pocket, all right? So that dopamine hit is prevalent in this generation that I'm, my generation, and even in, the previous generation, millennials. I see it all the time. It's just full grown adults acting like high schoolers. And again, I'm not here to berate these people or to, make them to complain about them. But if you're watching this video and you've made it this far, all right, if you haven't, just clicked away because you're tired of hearing this stuff, then this message I'm trying to convey this evening is that, you know, we really have a need to bring back authenticity. However, when people start doing that, they're going to realize how hard it is and they're going to understand. I've been through this multiple times, all right? They're going to start to see that why people are fake. So the second you become real, if you're a person who, whether you're real or not, and you're just pretending to be fake or you actually don't know how to be authentic yet, which is okay, if you don't know, but what you're going to find is the second you start to be real and you actually go after what you want, you act the way you want, you speak the way you want, not hurting anybody, but just trying to just, drop the facade of, you know, being fake, okay? That's the best way I can put it. You're going to start to realize it. Oh, that's why people are fake, because the second you become real, you're instantly pushed out. And including myself, I'm okay with being pushed out, but it's just that once you become ostracized and rejected, you start to realize that, well, in order to make money, in order to get a job, in order to, get along with your family, you have to be fake these days. All right. It doesn't matter. This is what's so abhorrent. It doesn't matter what religion you practice. It doesn't matter what kind of neighborhood or house you live in or what car you drive. You're going to find that these days, everyone, your friends, your family, your employer, your coworkers, the people that you interact with on a daily basis, it's all just to be, it's all a facade, and everybody's playing that game whether they want to or not. Now, majority of people out here, they're ignorant. They don't know, so they're just gonna keep playing the game because that's all they know. That's all they were raised on. That's all, they have friend groups, whether they're neurotypical or neurodivergent, they have friend groups and that's how they are, right? That's how they built their social skills and how they built their networks and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But for people who, all right, so for people who are that way, but they kind of realize that they felt this whole time something doesn't feel right, it's because your body and your intuition is telling you you're right, something isn't right. Because as human beings, this society, present modern day society, ever since like the 50s, okay, the 50s and 60s, has basically cultivated this is my perception, okay, has cultivated this society that you basically, if the society has become fake. And the only way to survive is to become like everyone else. And becoming like everyone else, all right, it is easy up front, meaning you get the friend groups, you get the acceptance, you get the jobs, you get the easy paychecks, you get the approval from your family, you get the good reputation, all right, because you're like them. But on the back end, all right, you're going to feel very unsatisfied. If you're aware, if you're conscious and aware of this, you will feel unsatisfied and lacking and insignificant. And you'll feel this higher pull, like this higher calling, because you know that everything on the front end doesn't define you as a human being. And it varies from gender. So if you're a man, you'll feel it a little differently. If you're a woman, you're going to feel it a little differently. But the main generic principle is the same. On the front end, you'll feel fine. You'll feel like you fit in. You'll get the paycheck. You'll get the acceptance. Your family will like you. You'll get the likes on social media. You'll get the views or whatever. Um, but on the back end, if you're aware and conscious of what this is really going on, you're going to feel unsatisfied and eventually it's going to make you miserable. If you're not aware, if you're ignorant, then you're just going to dance through life being this fake persona or this, trying to do what society tells you to do, trying to do what your parents groomed you to be, what society groomed you to be, and you're not going to notice A from B. Okay? And then if you're like me and you've been awake for a very, very, very long time, ever since like a teenager or even before that, all right, eventually you're going to understand. This is what I'm going through right now. I'm realizing that in order to survive in this sick society, it's either I have to be fake or I completely have to become like a hermit and pull myself away from everyone, everything, including my family, and reject a job, forget the paycheck, just completely try to survive on my own. And that is very, very hard. And I'm realizing that now that I've heard other speakers, other motivational speakers, even other content creators, how they explain this struggle. And for the first time ever, all right, since the beginning of this year especially, I'm realizing that they were not lying, all right? They were right on the money, all right? As Rick Sanchez would say from Rick and Morty, you're right on the money, okay? And so this is a crossroads, all right? This is a moment where I don't know who is viewing this video or what your background, your gender, ethnicity, or, you know, wherever you're from. I don't know. I don't even know if you're from the United States, which is a Western society, you know, which is very fake. That's the best way I can put it. It's fake. And it's very degrading to human nature. You're not treated like a human. But anyway, where I'm going with this is that I'm at a crossroads where I'm realizing that I'm very awake and aware of what is going on. I'm aware, I'm conscious of what I would want to do and what I need to do and how I should act and how I should think. But it's getting to a point, all right, this is the most painful part. It's getting to a point where I'm realizing point blank baseline, I have to be fake if I want to survive out here. Even with my family, even with friends, even with I'm single, but even if was in a relationship, I probably would have to be fake because you know, a lot of people out here aren't authentic, okay? As I was saying. So the crossroads is the crossroads is do I have to be fake while understanding in the back of my mind that this behavior is not what I want to do? Even if forget if it's not if who I am, I've known that. But if, present moment, if I discern, okay, this is not who I want to be. This is not the behavior I want to do. I don't want to do this. But I'm realizing that to survive in this world, that's why some people are fake because they don't know. They're probably ignorant. But if you're conscious, you're gonna realize that being fake is the only option, pretty much. It is the only option if you want to survive and like fly under the radar and not be pushed out, be ostracized, be made fun of, have people talk about you behind your back and ruin opportunities, ruin your job, while you're at work, ruin your reputation in your family. It's wicked. It's very dark stuff. It's very wicked, wicked. It's evil. All right, but what I'm realizing, but I knew, but you know this, I'm sure, and I know this that the world is evil, right? But it's like there's no wiggle room anymore. All right, 10 years ago, you could still be authentic, and you would find people who are like you, and you could find a friend group. You could find people who resonate with you. Nowadays, it's impossible. People judge you for everything. They judge you of the car you drive. Even if you don't even care, you just drive a car and you're happy to have one. People will judge you. They're looking at that. How you dress, people look at that. You know, whether you dress good or bad, you'll be judged because if you're dressed better than people, you're going to be judged. If you dress like everyone else, they'll find something else to find bad about you. And it never ends, what I'm trying to say here. So, I don't have the solution. I don't know what to do necessarily, but I just wanted to make this video tonight and share that can we just bring realness back again? Can we bring back people who aren't trying to chase approval? Can we bring back people who don't have social media and don't need it? Can we bring back people who understand that, well, I mean, a lot of people are waking up to the world and how it's kind of corrupt, or it's not kind of corrupt, it is corrupt. It's run by corrupt people, but no one cares enough to like change their lifestyle in order to want to be better. And, you know, it's just, I want to challenge everyone who's watching this video to try and be better. If you're a woman, try to be better. If you're a man, try and be better in some way. It starts with little habits. Um, and, it's just, I don't know what else to say at this point, but, it's like, it's just very unfortunate. I can't put it to words. Like, my heart's trying to say this, my soul's trying to yearn to tell you, but I just can't put it to words other than to tell you right now that it's just so sad and it's just so, I don't know what to do. So, you know, um, again, I didn't make this video to complain, but I'm just trying to be real on here. I'm just trying to share what my thoughts and what I was going through tonight. I was trying to think about. And if you like this video, comment and share like what you've seen in your area, what your country you live in, or what your state you live in, you know, or whatever you want to do, subscribe or you know, just trying because I'm not going to stop this channel. I'm going to keep making videos. This stuff needs to be heard, and my voice needs to be heard by people. All right, people. I think that that's one of my purposes here on this earth is to help tell people, what's going on and stuff I've been through, so you're more courageous and you can step forward. And if not, you're not going to tell anyone. That's fine, but at least so you're aware and you can reflect on yourself watching this video. You can reflect on what you're going through and don't deny it. Don't let people gaslight you and don't try and downplay what you're going through. It's real. You're not crazy, okay?